welcome to our Kendra's Card Challenge live stream for Kendra's Card Challenge 15. This will be our last live stream until 16, which starts next month, and I'm so excited and so happy that you're here. Thank you for joining me. So we had a poll on Kendra's Card Challenge Facebook group, and sketch number 3 won for me out of 1, 2, and 3, and it was like a fly's eyelash difference between sketch 1 and sketch 3. So sketch 3 it is, and that's what we're doing today. Happy that you're here. So I'm using some products from my stash today, and I'm going to start with my base of my card. And I've already cut things out just to make sure that we have time to complete everything. And sketch 3 looks like this. I'm changing it up a bit. So this is going to be basically my card base, which would be this gray portion right here. And these are going to be this strip right here. So, and I'm going to go portrait instead of landscape. So we're going to start by putting that all together here. And then we'll carry on with the decoration. Let's see if I can actually pick these up. I'm so glad you're all here. Okay, so I'm going to use wet glue, and I use a PVA glue because it is a budget-friendly glue that works perfectly fine. So you don't feel like you have to spend a bunch of money on glue. This stuff works great. And what I actually really love about it is you have just a little bit more time before it dries so that you can make adjustments that you need. So I'm going to set one right down the center here. And then, these papers, by the way, are from one of ours. No, it's not from one of it. It's not. I'm sorry. This is a Crafty Meraki paper, which I don't believe that they were a super sponsor this time, but I believe they are a sponsor. So I'm just going to fit these little zigzags right into each other, like so. Okay, and we'll do this last one. Hey, Randy. Oh, thank you, Lala. Well, I'm using a unicorn, so I'm using unicorn colors. In my mind, unicorn colors. Whatever those might actually be, you decide. It's your unicorn. All right. So now what I have here, basically, is this. Okay, except for I'm going this way, and the reason is because my stamp is a longer stamp. So it just depends on what product you have. And just remember that these are all just jumping off points. And you do you, boo. Let's trim off the excess here. Hope you all were able to make it to Kendra's premiere. I'm sorry I couldn't be there the whole time I was trying to prep for this live. I kind of am a last minute prepper because otherwise I overthink. How about you guys? Anybody here overthinkers? Alright, we've got that piece ready to go. Now that needs to go down onto a card base. Let's see, what color card base should I use? Should I use a yellow one? No. How about, let's do just white. Black. I'm going to do black. And sorry about that, changing my mind here, folks. That's our prerogative, right? And the reason why is because I have black here. And this is a different black than this, but it'll work just fine. Thank you for the memberships, friends. I've had to recently go back to having ads on my channel. Just so I can do things like purchase paper and glue and stuff like that. I get most of my product for free, which is lovely. So, okay, so we've got that ready to go on a card base, and then we need this portion right here. And I cut some of this out because this is my precious black paper. So I'm going to, and there's two sides to this, and I'm going to use this side here. And I pre-cut these just with, you know, regular dies. So I'm just putting a little glue along the outside edge. I'm just going to set this on here as like a matte layer, as straight as I can. Wipe off any of that excess glue. And I believe I'm going to pop that up a little bit. Oh, you're not sure what you're doing yet, Elizabeth? Well, I get that too sometimes. I'm not sure this will take me the whole 45 minutes, but I am going to be doing some coloring, so that does take a little bit of time. But not massive coloring. And this is a low profile foam tape. I got that way crooked, but that's okay. We'll live with that. Not ready to do a live by yourself. I really was scared my first time too, but now I'm not even really that nervous. I'm still nervous before I go live. Don't get me wrong. I am, just, you know, in case something messes up or my brain decides that words are too hard for me to speak. And, you know, we all have, you know, stressors in our lives that also impact, you know, what you're doing live, what you might say, what you might not really want to say. So, okay, so there I've got the basis of sketch 3 here, like this. Okay, let's go back to the right direction here, and this is a top folding. Yes, it is. All right, let's get our decoration going. Yep, you have to jump in. I mean, we gotta think about Chow, though. She's got toddlers, or she has a toddler. And so sometimes with a toddler, things don't always go as planned. Okay, so I've got here this little stabby unicorn, because this is kind of my mood lately. And I don't know if any of you ever feel stabby, but I know I do. And this is some paper that works great with alcohol markers, and I'll be using my Oh-Hoo-Hoos. Hey, Jana. And I'm going to go ahead and use some, I think I'll use my ink on 3 and stamp him out a couple of times. And he's going to need a little bit of drying time, so while I wait for him to dry, I'll go ahead and get my sentiment done. Let's make sure I get him nice and dark. Okay. Stamp. If I have this done in plenty of time, then I'm going to show you, and I'll make another card with the mini card kit that Kendra sent, because it's got a fall theme. And so for my sentiment, I'm going to do black cardstock with white heat embossing. Wish me luck, because this is usually where I make a hot mess. Let's put you over in the corner here. And I'm going to cut it out with a die. Alright, anti-static powder. Oh yeah, I'm going to have this done in no time. This is what you get when you prep in advance. And I know that's a mess, but we'll be able to clean that up. Let's make sure I've got my white embossing powder handy. And I've got my Uggy paper. That's what I call it. Okay. I'm going to do one more time. And notice I'm not pressing super hard on that because I don't want to smush out my letters. And I'm just going to move this aside for now. Come on, get off there. Alright, I've got a little bit of a mess, but I think I can get that off of there. Okay, I've got a little silicone sort of brush here. And I'll kind of pick up the little particles too. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but I really like to have my stuff nice and neat. There we go. So here's a tip: if you can get your hands on some of these little silicone brushes, they'll pick up like one single particle. So it's really handy. Mike made lawn mode. Yeah, you did. Woke me up from my old person nap to make sure it was okay to do so. Alright, let's get this heat tool warmed up. I love the sentiment too. See, I make a mess on here with these all the time. Go. Let that cool off for a minute, and meanwhile I'm going to try and get this embossing powder off of this. So this is a silicone mat and everything sticks to it. So what I do is I grab some hand sanitizer and then I rub it around. And then either my rag or a paper towel, whatever's handy at the moment, and it wipes it all up for me. The embossing powder is almost as bad as glitter. And that'll give me time for this to cool off. Let me get some of that glue off too so it's not distracting on your eyes. Okay. Now I'll just take my rag and just kind of wipe away here. Alright, and then I have a die here that I got out that seems to fit it perfectly, so I got really super lucky with that. And I'm going to go ahead and just grab my vagabond here. And you know what? Let me move my mouse before I accidentally close the stream, because I've done it before. Okay. Yeah, I got really lucky, and this fits absolutely. It's like it was made for it. I'll have to fussy cut the unicorn. And I don't mind. You guys know I like that. I take a nap almost every day, Shannon. Now I don't feel normal if I didn't. And you might be wondering why I'm not using my Empress. Well, this is faster. And I happen to have it sitting next to me because I was using it earlier. Did it cut? Yeah, it cut, mostly. Yeah, it needs to go through again. Okay. It's probably a cheap die. I don't mind running through again. I don't mind running through with the shim. Yeah, it's not wanting to cut here on the ends. Alright. Shim it is. Shimmy, shim, shim. Shim, shiminy. I'll run it through this way. And then I'll run it through this way. As I recall, that die doesn't cut very well anyway. Alright, I think we've got it now. Yes, we do. Alright. sand out of our face. All right. So now we've got our sentiment. Now let's color our little unicorn. You're right. Well, not really, Maddie, because my Empress needs a new magnetic pad, and so it's so warped. Okay, and I already pulled the colors that I plan on using. There's my pinks, my purples. I might get quiet when I'm coloring. And then let's go with our blues. I think the robin's egg was lighter. I need to consult my chart here because I can't remember which was the dark and which was the light. B050. Okay, yeah. This is, so believe it or not, this one's lighter than that one. That's why you do need some sort of a that thing I just pulled out, you know, a swatch guide, because the caps lie. Okay, and then we will do our oranges. Oops, definitely don't want that tip. Ugh. I don't use the broad tips for anything. I don't even know the point of them. Yellows. And we'll come back to our pinks. Yeah, the caps are useless. You're right about that. And the reason I'm doing these light pastels is I plan on using these light pastel rainbows in here. I mean, we're going rainbow here, friends. All right, let's get our tail. I think I'm going to start with purple. In some cases, at least you could tell one's lighter than the other, but in some cases not. See, like that. Okay. And then we'll come to our blue. Keep grabbing the wrong shades, but that's okay. I mean, for the darker shades to come in, like in the middle. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, and then we need our yellow. Now that's all for the tail. Okay, let's get some hair. Hanging here. Yellow. We do purple. Well, I think we'll do pink. Pink. Where'd you go? There you go. And purple. This guy's easy to color. And I'm going to do, now I think this is a collar, but I'm not sure. I'm going to use a glitter pen, a gold kind of glitter pen. These are Kaiser color pens to color his little horn. Okay, until the pen decides it wants to quit on me. Okay, I see how you're gonna be. And it quit completely. Okay. I have another. It's not quite the same shade of gold, but it should work. Because I want a gold sparkly horn. And then, okay, I need the bottoms of his feet, and I want him pretty much one color. So I grabbed my 2 grays, because he's white. So I'm just going to get around his or her. I don't know, you decide if it's a guy or a girl. It's me. Get some shading around. Shading under here because that's a big old grumpy face right there. $106. Jeesh. And I realize this looks darker, but it's actually not. It's just wetter, I think. Yeah, according to my chart, this is just wetter, it's not darker. So as it dries, it'll dry lighter. Give that a chance to dry, and let's get in the little ears and on the bottoms of the feet. I want to do a super light pink. Let's get water lily. Cheek action here. This is super, super light. You can barely even see it. It's so light. And let's get the colorless blender. I think my friend Meg is teaching a class today with how to use colorless blender. I'm just going to kind of blend these out here, just so there's not such a harsh line. There's Unicorn done. Let's go ahead and get her cut out. Typically when I fussy cut, I first cut around the edge like this, so I don't have to fight with this piece right here, because that's problematic. I think we have here just a little, I think that's still a little piece of tail. So let's get the, well, let's get the pink because it's here. There we go. Yeah, it was 55 this morning. I was so happy. Like I could turn off my air conditioner. It's on now because it's 80, but even 80 is, you know, totally livable. And I think I want to cut right up to the line. That's just kind of how I am. Yeah, my friend Chow was saying that there's a bad fire down there too, which, you know, contributes to the heat and just the miserable air quality. I remember that well living in Oregon, when I lived in Oregon. And California for that matter. Fires every year. And it's typically they were started not by people but by lightning. So in Oregon, in the evenings, in the summertime, you could watch the thunderheads build up over the mountain, and you could count on hopefully a pretty strong thunderstorm that evening, but often the lightning up there in the mountains would catch things on fire. Even sometimes, like with pre-made ephemera, I will cut off the borders. I just prefer no border. And it is a matter of preference. It just depends on what, you know, what your project is. This guy's pretty easy to cut out. Sometimes you need that little bit of border if you have a really super busy background. But we're good. Yep, it's supposed to stay that cool here the rest of the next 10 days at least. I get tired of heat, and I know everybody else does too. There we go. Hey, Dawn. Yeah, it's crazy going on down there in Southern California. Try and get these little extra specks picked up here. Alright, so I've got here these. Aren't these amazing? These are from High Supply. And I want to use them because I think they're really cool. And I picked the two pastel-y looking ones. I don't know if I'll use them both or not, but I was thinking I would have one kind of coming up this way and one down here. I'm going to put her on an action wobbler. Yep, I think I'm going that way. And these are just clay, they're made out of clay. So this is going to be a hand deliver or send in a, you know, a padded envelope type deal. I'm just going to hold that down for a minute. It'll take a little bit to dry, but we'll be fine. Okay, I want that right here. my little action wobbler here. Okay, y'all, I fight with these. We might spend the rest of the video me trying to get these off. Oh no, look, it came off. Well, what do you know? Oops, don't move, little rainbow. Yeah, you need to pull out your photopolymer. Okay, now let's see if I can get this one off. What do you know? Got it off. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some liquid glue here just to make sure that I get little unicorn placed correctly, because once I lay it down on here, it's going to be stuck. Boing. All right, let's get our sentiment. Where did it go? Y'all, where'd my sentiment go? Can you see it anywhere? Oh no. You guys know I just had it. Oh no. Where are you, little sentiment? There it is. Thank you, Kendra. Okay, so I need to pop this up, and it looks like I'll probably need a couple of pieces. Let's get out this one, because this one looks fairly close to the right height. I'm just kind of placing here so I know where to stick the okay, it's gonna need to go, whoops, that's way off, but at least I got my positioning right. It's going to take a little bit more, so for the rest I'm just going to use paper until I get it to the right height. I'll just use scraps. I'm glad you guys saw it, because I sure as heck didn't. And I'm not worried about any of that being crooked. That doesn't matter. And I think I'm going to need more than one piece just to get it to the right height. Okay. Check it. Perfect. Oops, don't put it on upside down, friends. Okay, so that's Kendra's card challenge sketch number 3. I don't feel like we need any. Yeah, we need some gems. We need some gems around her collar. That's what we need. Let's do some gems around that collar here. Do these sparkly ones. did I get in there? Glitter, it looks like. Let's get that glitter out. Alright, we need to get the right size. And I think this size is going to be about right. So, my little dab of glue. I think my granddaughter would enjoy this card. Or my friend. So there's a reason I like to do these sketches individually, is because otherwise what I do is I trap myself into a theme, and sometimes by the middle of the theme I'm tired of it. So by doing the sketches individually, haven't locked myself, and nobody locked me into it. I did it myself. I haven't locked myself into a specific theme. There we go. So here's our little card. Oh, you know what we need to do? We also need the inside, because the inside is black, so we want that to be not black. Let me grab, I think we're gonna do pink. I think I'll do a fun pink with these little polka dots on it. Let's go ahead and trim that down. We'll do 4 by 5 1/4. I have to do the polka dots. The problem with that is I'm going to have polka dots in the way, so let's do also let's make that a matte layer. I'm just trying to get the time going here. Let's go, I'm going to go 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. Yeah, that's the other part, is the sentiment kind of makes it more for an adult. You know what? I've got a couple of scraps here I think I'll use on the inside, just for fun. Glue this white one down. And let's see. Let's just trim this off fancy, like that. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I know my glue is still a little wet with my gem, so I'm just trying to be careful so you don't drop off. I actually have some pretty cool introvert stamps I can stamp on the inside if I want to. There we go. Now the card's done. All right. So there we go. We've got our feeling stabby. We've got our all kinds of rainbows and unicorns and all the things. Does anybody have any questions? You're going to have about 5 minutes left over. Since I do have 5 minutes, let me go ahead and pull out the, show you the what I got from Kendra. I don't think I can make a card in 5 minutes, but I might. So we've got this pumpkin paper with this houndstooth, and we've got some solids, a brown and kind of a greenish gold, and we've got a gold, and we've got this animal print with also, ooh, I love those. Okay, you know what? Watch this. We can do a card in 4 minutes. 4-minute card, friends. 4-minute card. 3 minutes if I don't move faster. So that fits nicely on there, but I think I want this here. So let's put that down first. Do I want it to hang over? No. Let's put that down first. Next on my channel will be my live Thursday, where we are going to start using what we have again. And there's this really cool set that Spellbinders recently came out with that I didn't purchase, and I'm not on their team, so I didn't get it for free. But I have some similar products, so I'm gonna case that. I'm gonna case that design and go from there. Look at this. This is how wonderful these little card kits are that Kendra sends out. Like, boom. And let's see, there were sentiments on here. I don't think I want happy birthday. Oh, look, there's a little cider, but what do we got? We got hay. Farm fresh pumpkins. Couldn't be more perfect than that. You're chasing a fly? Yeah, Shanna's next. What am I doing for time? Okay, cool beans. Shanna, I'll be out of here in 1 minute. Going as fast as I can. Just to prove that it can be done. I mean, I didn't really have to do any work. Kendra already did the work. There's 3 of these little guys. Right about there, and pop that down on a card base. I'm looking for a white one. Quick! Actually, I think I'll put it on a craft. I guess it didn't really matter because this was almost full size. Either that or I did a horrible job cutting my base, which is probably true. Boom! Card! Like in what? Less than 5 minutes? About 3 minutes. Anyway, thank you all. A popsy for dinner. I don't know what that is, but it sounds good. Thanks everybody for coming. I'll see you guys on the next channel, which is going to be Shanna Makes It. There is an automatic redirect, so you will be directed to head right on over to her channel. I hope that you are, yeah, there's 4 more on the live hop after this one. I hope that you all have a wonderful week this week. Take care. Bye-bye. See if I can figure out how to end this stream.